Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get on up in here. Late night. You've heard the news. Trey Lance had been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome, Savage Sports fan. I'm King Savage. Please like, share, subscribe. We are a new channel trying to get it up and going. Let's get to the good stuff. Before I drop some of this info on you, I'm just going to say the word allegedly. Yeah, the word allegedly. Allegedly. This is what was passed down to me about one of the real reasons why the 49ers gave up on Trey Lance so quickly. Now, you must understand, let's go back, 2 years, 2.5 years? The 49ers gave up, 3 first-round draft picks to move up to get this guy while they had Jimmy G as the starter. Jimmy G, they gave up 3 first-rounders, and then I think they gave up a third round, 4 picks. They moved up 4 draft picks. They gave them up to move up and get the guy who's supposed to replace Jimmy G. Now, here's what I'm hearing. Now, Trey Lance was a superstar while he was in college. He was like a black Troy Aikman. He was like a G.O.D. He was like the man. Everybody wanted a piece of that. He in college. He's a quarterback. Everybody. He's supposed to be the next hot prospect, the biggest man coming in the NFL. So he was like Tim Tebow, but Tim Tebow that got him some sacks. He wasn't like Tim Tebow who was praying for God every night, but really wasn't squeezing nothing out. You know what I'm saying? This guy was like not as popular as Tebow. Tebow had a cult following and all that. But you get what I'm saying. He was a super, super popular quarterback. So here's what I'm hearing. If you did not know, Trey Lance used to date the Herd, Colin, what's his name? Cowherd. Colin Cowherd used to be on ESPN. Now I think he's on FS1. He has the Herd. He comes on out the Skip and Shannon, the old Skip and Shannon show, Undisputed. He used to date his daughter. So from what my understanding was, he dumped her and moved on to his current girlfriend, and he did it in the most gangster way. So Colin is like a king of the media, big dog. So if you listen to the Herd's commentary when Trey was coming out of school, it was very favorable. Why? Because 1, this guy's dating his daughter. 2, it could possibly be his son-in-law. You know what I'm saying? It could be some wedding bells and it could be a big contract down there. So he's going to talk this guy up. But if you notice, if you start just going back in time and look at 49ers and Herd, his commentary has been kind of not favorable to Trey because while Trey was injured, Trey was a backup. So here's what I'm hearing. Let's get to the good stuff. I just set the table for you. This is what passed down to me. I heard the 49ers gave up on him very quickly because when Trey came in, a lot of the coaches' girlfriends, the staff members, they wanted to get a piece of that. He made a lot of coaches and a lot of the position coaches, upper end coaches, very uncomfortable because he was such a popular college kid that a lot of their girlfriends wanted to get a piece of that. Don't you find it very strange that they gave up on him so easily? He got injured in 2022. He got a rehab. He got to come back. He gets out of surgery. He's got to go through that. I think he had a knee injury. He had ankle injury, knee injury, ankle injury. He needs time to let it heal. But as soon as, he gets his surgery, I think he really started recovering this April. And here we are, 4 months later, they've already traded him. They wanted him pretty much to get over this injury, come back and just play phenomenal with no real rest and rehab. It's the mental aspect of him getting over this injury. They didn't even allow that. They allowed no, like, hey, get your mind right, go through the motions, get ready. They didn't do none of that. I know he's a big first round draft pick, but you got to understand something. If you gave up as many picks as you did for this guy, you're going to have to give him some time. I don't know how you as a GM, you're able to give up all these draft picks, go to your owner, not even 3 years later, and say, yeah, when we gave up those 4 draft picks for that player to replace Jimmy G, who we got rid of, yeah, we need to let him go. And you keep your job. Let that sink in. You keep your job after you done gave up the whole house, the car, the chandelier. You done gave up the ex-wife. You done gave everything up for this. And now you getting rid of him? They gave up on him so easy. From my understanding was he had a knee injury, but his Johnson was working very, very fine. He was doing something with a few of the coach's girlfriend. This is all allegedly. All allegedly. And he made it very uncomfortable for a lot of the players. They felt like he was a little too popular not to have done anything yet. Jimmy G was the star. Remember, they had traded Jimmy G, but the trade fell through, and then they had to come back because this guy got hurt. Jimmy G was pretty much out the door. He's a team favorite. Now this guy comes in. All the women like him. He's new out here to the Bay Area. He's dating Hurd's Hurd's daughter. Now he breaks up with her. And I heard he kind of dumped Colin's daughter pretty on the vicious tip. So he's getting a reputation for like running through him, even though he's got a girlfriend now. But I heard allegedly his knee was injured, but that pipe was working fine. You feel me? He was kind of, sliding a few of those position coaches' girlfriends up and down on that. And they were very happy that when he got up off his injury, he did not play that great. He did not light the world on fire. Of course he didn't. He's getting over injury. He's probably not even getting over it mentally. So as soon as he didn't play the greatest, they went on to trade him. And you got to understand, they traded him and there's still preseason games going. They gave up on him immediately. That lets you know it was something a little personal with that. Little personal. They wanted him up out that door. Sometimes, like I said, he was just a little too popular for someone that hasn't really done anything in the NFL. So I think they wanted to they got Jimmy G out the door, who's popular with the ladies, if you did not know. And then they got his backup, or supposed to be replacement, who's super popular with the college girls and some of these position coaches, you know what I'm saying? This is all allegedly. So I don't know, bro. Even though he's got a girlfriend, I'm hearing, his girlfriend, but these young kids, they got a different definition of a good relationship in 2023, if you know what I mean. Just because he's got a girlfriend, that doesn't mean that, it's not an open situation. You know what I'm saying? But from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, he made a lot of coaches very, very uncomfortable, which had nothing to do with football, by the way. Which had nothing to do with football. Now, they can argue he wasn't this and he wasn't that and he wasn't. They're going to always have an argument for that. But it's plenty of players like that. And we all remember when Terrell Owens said this same thing. He had a lot of problems with his position coaches, and they turned on him, and they got him traded, and they did a lot of stuff behind his back, blah, 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 blah. Remember that? Go back and rewind the tape if you want to see about Terrell Owens saying how the position coaches turned on him, and they got him up out of Dallas. So I'm seeing that again with this particular situation. But I'm so shocked that they so petty and so early, because he just pretty much really, I think, got cleared to really start really practicing hard back in April. And it's 120 days later, he's on a new team now. I don't know. You gave up three first rounders, another pick. I'm sorry. You got to give him at least another year. I'm sorry. I don't know what the contract, I don't know what the rules, but I think haven't seen enough. Now, if he get over this injury and he sits behind Dak for a year or two, get himself, learns the system in Dallas, I guarantee you, 2026, 2027, when he started and he's playing lights out, he's going to come back and he's going to haunt San Francisco. He's going to haunt them. This is a bad move. This is petty. This had really nothing. They're going to make a case. It was football related. They're always going to find a way to do that. But we all know his knee was hurting, but his pipe wasn't. And some of these position coaches, they didn't like him. You got a GOD coming in here from college thinking he's going to run this. Nah, we're going to get him up out of here. And that's what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but, I'm not one to gossip. It was passed to me, and I'm passing it to you. Drop a message. Hey, like, share, subscribe. The problem with his situation in Dallas is we don't know how good he is until he plays. And if he plays, how is Dak going to feel about that? I don't know. Savage Sports Fan, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.